If you've ever felt confused in a relationship, like something is wrong, but you can't fully explain it, you second-guess yourself, you overthink everything, and you feel emotionally drained for no clear reason, there is something important you need to understand. You may not just be too sensitive, you may be experiencing emotional manipulation, and it often happens so subtly, you don't even realize it, and by the time you notice it, it already feels normal. But today, I'm going to break it down clearly so you can finally see what's been happening. What emotional manipulation really is. Emotional manipulation is not always shouting, insults, or obvious abuse. In fact, the most dangerous type is the silent one. It is twisting your emotions, making you doubt your memory, confusing your sense of reality, and slowly shifting your boundaries without you noticing. A narcissistic or emotionally manipulative person does not always control you directly. They control how you feel about yourself. And once they control that, they control everything else. At the beginning, everything feels intense. They may seem extremely loving, very attentive, emotionally perfect, but slowly, small changes begin. They say things like, "You're overthinking. That didn't happen like that. You're too sensitive." At first, you dismiss it. But over time, your brain starts doing something dangerous. You stop trusting your own perception. This is where confusion begins, and confusion is the first tool of control. Because a confused mind stops resisting. One of the strongest tools used is gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone makes you question your own reality. For example, they say something hurtful. You bring it up later. They deny it completely. And instead of standing your ground, you start asking yourself, did I misunderstand? Am I remembering wrong? Over time, this creates a pattern. You stop trusting your memory. And when you stop trusting yourself, you become easier to control. Another powerful manipulation tactic is emotional inconsistency. One moment they are loving, kind, attentive. Next moment, cold, distant, emotionally unavailable. This creates emotional addiction. Your brain starts chasing the good version of them. You begin to think, if I try harder, they will go back to how they used to be. But that cycle is intentional. It keeps you emotionally hooked, not because of love, but because of uncertainty. At this stage, something deeper happens. You start blaming yourself. You think, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe I'm asking for too much. And slowly, your standards begin to drop. You stop expressing your needs. You stop setting boundaries, not because you don't care, but because you want peace more than clarity. And that is exactly where manipulation becomes powerful. The hardest part is this. You are not being manipulated all at once. It happens gradually. Small comments, small shifts, small invalidations, so your brain adjusts slowly. Nothing feels serious enough to leave. But over time, the emotional damage accumulates. That's why many people stay longer than they should, not because they are weak, but because the manipulation was designed to be invisible. There usually comes a moment where you feel exhausted, emotionally drained, confused about your identity, and you start asking, why do I feel like I'm losing myself? That question is important, because that is often the first moment of clarity, the beginning of awareness. If you recognize yourself in this, I want you to understand something very clearly. You are not crazy. You are not too emotional. You are not imagining things. What you are experiencing has a pattern, and once you see the pattern, you can break it. The first step is awareness. The second step is boundaries. And the third step is choosing yourself again. If this helped you gain clarity, subscribe to Thrive and Clarity for more videos on healing from emotional manipulation, rebuilding boundaries, and reclaiming your peace.